Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me as always is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
Scribe.
Hello.
SDA.
Hi.
Okay, the lovely SDA is joining us as well. I don't know what happened with Scribe. He's here
Hello.
somewhere.
You can't hear him?
Hello.
There he is. Now I can hear him.
Hello.
Hello. You know what? I'm just going to stop using this title. I was actually going to tell
Hello.
everybody. Scribe.
Anybody hear me?
Monkey,
can
can
hear
you
me.
not hear Scribe?
I can hear Scribe right now.
Okay.
Okay, because nobody was saying hi back, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
When I introduced you, I didn't hear anything.
I said hi, Scribe, like I usually do. So I don't know.
Is he
know what?
roboting for you too?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
This is why
As I was saying,
you don't live on the West Coast.
the last time I used this name, Smells Like Stream Spirit for a stream, which I love this title. YouTube fucked it all up, and we ended up having to go to your channel because I couldn't stream.
No,
So
no. You titled it "Smells Like Steam Spirit."
Oh yeah, I did do that. You're roboting again.
Oh,
Me?
God damn it.
Oh, him.
Oh, I didn't know he was back.
And he's gone again.
Okay.
Guys,
Hi, Scribe.
We are going to have a stream here eventually. But yes,
No, my internet got all fucked up, and it wasn't connecting to anything until like 5 minutes before the thing started, which is where I was.
Gotcha. Well.
So.
Now this really sucks because he's the news person.
Yeah, I mean, we can't do anything without him.
Shit. We've told you this before, guys. Scribe really is the backbone.
Yeah, no, we're lost without Scribe.
Testing again.
Oh,
Okay,
now we hear you.
Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
You do.
Okay, I'll change my bandwidth a little bit in case that makes things better or worse. How's that sound?
Sound good right now.
Fine. We were just explaining to chat that we can't live without you.
Oh,
it's true. We need you for the news and your, of course, lovely personality.
Mostly for the news.
My lovely personality?
Well, my intro got all fucked up. I didn't get to use lovely.
I have testicles, thank you.
And they are lovely testicles, I'm sure.
Big hairy raisins.
Monkey Dick.
Monkey
Jim
Dick.
Jones.
Timothy,
Yeah,
thank
Jim
you
Jones.
so much. And hi back. Guys, there's a $ in the bottom left-hand corner if you'd like to throw money at a monkey. Can't do that at the zoo, but you can do it here. How about we just jump into the news?
All right. The latest, as much as it is in the Trump-Comey saga, President Donald Trump said Thursday he did not ask FBI Director James Comey to end his investigation into Russia's involvement in the 2016 election. No involvement. Stop saying that. Collusion with the Trump campaign. He said no when asked to news conference with Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos in the White House's East Room.
Hold up right there.
It was Trump's first time.
Scribe,
yeah.
You're roboting horribly again and breaking up.
God damn it.
Sorry, I didn't do it.
Testing.
We got the last testing.
Fuck's sake. Testing.
Still,
hello.
Yeah, still breaking up.
I need to look up some news.
We're professionals.
We are. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm just not using this name again. We're gonna power through this shit.
Oh, he died again. Okay.
Kurt Cobain did this to us. Guess we're not supposed to take his stuff. Let's see. We did have a story about Sheriff Clark, although that hasn't been confirmed yet. He's accepted an assistant secretary position at Homeland Security,
which is not the FBI director job that we wanted him to get, but I'll take it.
Testing.
Just to piss off him.
Okay, you sound better right now.
So far, so good.
Okay. I guess we'll keep going until I die again. Nothing has changed since yesterday. Nothing has been set differently or otherwise.
Any storm or anything in your area?
Nope. It's been calm as you can imagine today compared to other days. Okay.
Real quick,
I'll
thank you,
just
Snowstorm.
try to make.
Proud Kekistani here, just sighted in my rifle of freedom. Beware the power of my shitpost. Also, Scribe use something other than potato internet.
This that I had yesterday and the day before and the day before that. I don't know what's going on.
It's the West Coast.
So maybe the ghost of Chris Cornell is like cursing the West Coast today. But we'll get to that story. Granted, you guys can still hear me. Okay. All right. I'll move on. So Trump again. Well, I respect the move, but the entire thing has been a witch asked about the investigation. There is no collusion between certainly myself and my campaign, but I can always speak for myself and the Russians. Zero. Okay. I think it divides the country. I think we have a very divided country because of that and many other things. So I can tell you that we want to bring this great country of ours together. Okay. The story just goes on. Basically, Trump denies it. News there, no revelations. Hello?
Yeah, you cut out again.
Damn it. Fuck this. I tell you what.
So the story he's talking about, Trump is basically denying that he told Comey to end the investigation. We've been covering the story for 2 or 3 days now. Comey says he has these, they call it a memo, but he took notes after a meeting, and his note says that Trump said, "I hope you can end this." Not that you have to end it, not that the investigation needs to stop now. He said he hopes it can. He didn't say he hopes. He gave the impression that he wants it to end.
Okay, but
he did. Go ahead.
Couldn't you also interpret an end to something as you finding the person who did the wrong thing and then just having the whole thing over with?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, being able to end a murder investigation would mean that you found the person who's guilty.
Yeah.
So hoping that
it can also mean
resolved quickly doesn't mean like shut the fuck up, bitch, and get it over with. Like that's not what that means.
Yeah, the way that it's worded, it's not him telling Comey to end the investigation. And again, these are Comey's notes after the meeting. It's not like Donald Trump sent him a memo.
Yeah.
It's what he wrote down.
And the other thing that I think we talked about this yesterday was that if this was really Trump demanding him to end an investigation, there is no reason whatsoever that he should have waited until after he was fired to present this as evidence.
Yeah, because this is supposedly from like I want to say it was 3 months ago. I forget the exact time frame.
So what's he just sitting on something until it's politically convenient? I mean, it's a good thing he was fired in that case.
Yeah, no doubt. Otherwise, we wouldn't know that the president was trying to impede an investigation.
Yeah, which leads me to believe that maybe he wasn't trying to impede an investigation and Comey's just using something that's politically convenient right now.
Well, this is the kind of talk. This is something that's a difference between a politician and a businessman. A businessman saying, I hope we can get this deal done is not the same as, saying, I hope you can get this investigation over with. It's just, fucking stupid. Polydub, Ranting Monkey, my dad told me nightmare stories about the never-ending special counsel Ken Starr's 90s investigations. I'm worried now. I don't know if Scribe was planning on covering this or not, but yeah, we can talk about that story too. We discussed it yesterday. Former FBI Director Mueller has been picked as special prosecutor for the Russian investigation.
For fuck's sake.
Yes, exactly. It's fine.
I was just like,
watching.
My natural reaction to it is just really, I mean, they have been trying to find any reason to maybe impeach him since 5 seconds after it was announced that he won.
Oh, yeah.
They have been looking into Russia forever. If they had found something, they would have told us the second that they found it.
Oh, yeah. And it was actually even before it was announced that he was going to win. As soon as it looked like he was going to win, people started talking impeachment.
Yeah, they were like, well, we can impeach him for this, so it's okay if he wins because we can impeach him. It's okay. And it's like, could you just chill the fuck out for 5 seconds, please?
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't done anything yet, and they're talking about impeachment.
Yeah, so with the special prosecutor is going to make this whole thing even worse because these guys are given basically unlimited power. And I was watching Phil DeFranco, and he laid out how Mueller was Obama asked him to he served his full 10 years. An FBI director role is a 10-year term. He served the whole thing, and Obama asked him to stay on for 2 more years before they finally got Comey in there. And that is supposed to show that, he's going to be objective because he worked for both presidents, basically nominated him for the job. But that's not necessarily true. Just because they were appointed by the president doesn't mean that they're going to be objective. These people are given an unlimited amount of power, and that's actually how the Monica Lewinsky thing came up with Ken Starr in the Clinton investigation. The Clinton investigation was about Whitewater and the possible misgivings in Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's involvement in Whitewater. And from that, eventually they found out that Bill Clinton had an affair with Monica Lewinsky. They asked him about it. He lied about it. And bam, impeachment for lying that had nothing to do with the original case.
Yeah.
So it's basically a witch hunt is what it turns into. And because no prosecutor wants to come back from that and go, yeah, I didn't find shit. Even though that does happen occasionally. But after Clinton's, I never thought I would see another special prosecutor because of how fucked up it is. It is such a bad system. What should happen is a congressional investigation, and we already have 2 of those going on. We do not need another investigation for this.
Well, like I said, there are so many people who throughout this campaign would have loved to have found anything they possibly could have. And they just didn't. I mean, and we're just wasting all these resources trying to find something that's probably not there.
Other news today, I don't know if Scribe's coming back, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I talk about that one. Roger Ailes died.
Yes, he did.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with Roger Ailes, you probably know his work. He basically built Fox News into what it was at its peak. He also apparently was a serial sexual harasser, but you got to take the good with the bad, I guess. I don't have much to say about him. I think what he did over at Fox was pretty smart. I'm not a huge fan of Fox, but he tapped into something that you can say Fox News is biased, but when you look at all the other news sources, so are they. They're just biased in a different way. And he tapped into giving people a voice that they didn't have at the time. And that's why it built up so big and so fast. Much else to say on that? How about you?
Ditto, I guess. I mean, he just, that's what he did. And, he's been accused of sexually harassing everybody under the sun, just like every other rich male. So.
Yeah, that does seem to happen a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's not that I want to diminish the cases of actual sexual harassment. It's just that whenever there's like 20 women who are like, this one rich guy sexually harassed me, I'm like, you sure?
Yeah.
You positive?
Well, what's considered sexual harassment these days is gone pretty broad anyway.
Oh no, if we were in like some sort of traditional broadcast setting, I would have a really good grounds to sue the 2 of you.
Oh, absolutely.
So
that Afro taint would have done it for me.
Yep. Can you imagine that court case though?
Yeah. But see, I would make you prove you don't have one. Because if you have one, then it's just stating fact. There's nothing about it. We did have a horrible story out of New York today. The car crash in Times Square. 1 dead, 22 injured. The driver is in custody.
What
An
happened?
18-year-old woman was killed and at least 22 people injured Thursday when a speeding car plowed into pedestrians in Manhattan's bustling Times Square, city officials said. Police identified the woman. I'm not going to talk about her name. The driver of the 2009 Honda Accord, Richard Rojas, 26, of the Bronx, tested positive for PCP and told the police that God made him do it. A law enforcement source told CNN. The suspect, who suffered from psychological issues, told police he expected officers to shoot him. Rojas has been arrested twice in New York, once in 2015, once in 2008, for drunk driving. There's no indication the incident, of which unfolded just before noon, was an act of terrorism. Yeah.
Do you think it
My
was
first
like a
thought when I heard the
suicide
story
by
was,
cop thing or something? Or do you think it was just drugs?
well, if he's on PCP, I think he probably thought he heard God.
Okay.
PCP is not to be fucked with, seriously. That will fuck your mind up. Don't do PCP. The more you know.
What is it?
It's a severe hallucinogenic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was pretty popular in the late 70s, early 80s. You used to always hear about PCP, but anytime you hear about somebody that gets like shot 6 times by a cop and they're still walking at him, chances are it's PCP.
Okay. I know nothing about drugs for the most part.
And that one's, yeah, angel dust, they're saying in chat. That's the street name for it. But yeah, it'll fuck you up. They call it angel dust. I did think terrorism when I first heard this, and I'm glad to see it's not. But man, that doesn't bring that girl back.
Yeah, I mean, either way, a person's dead and a bunch of people are injured.
Yeah.
And a bunch of others are probably traumatized.
Yeah. I wonder if traffic will slow down in Times Square tomorrow.
That's the other thing that like people don't talk about when stuff like this happens, is even like the people who weren't injured in these kind of events. I can't imagine what it's like after the fact, even if you just witnessed it.
Yeah, well, you should see if you haven't seen it yet. Snow, thank you. Penicillin is PCP. Yes, I know that from watching the movie Trading Places. Jesus Christ. This is why we need Scribe. The movie Trading Places, Lewis gets set up as having been a PCP dealer, and they talk about the name, and that's the only reason I know the real name of it. Excuse me. If you haven't seen it yet, look up the story, because you can actually see that the only reason that he stopped is his car ended up, it looks like it's up on a piling that's supposed to keep cars off of sidewalks.
Okay.
And it had caught fire, and yeah, it's nasty looking. Let's see, what else do we have today? I'm not sure Scribbles is coming back. Chris Cornell, and I know the story matters to Scribe a lot. I believe he's a fan. He was, let me make sure I have everything right. I don't want to. He was the frontman for Soundgarden and Audioslave. He was hung himself.
Oh.
Yeah. According to stories, he had just done a performance where he told people when he was on stage, told people he was looking forward to the next show, and for some reason went and hung himself. Chris Cornell, the powerful dynamic singer whose band Soundgarden was one of the architects of grunge music, died on Wednesday night in Detroit, hours after the band had performed there. He was 52. The death was a suicide by hanging, the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office said in a statement released on Thursday afternoon. It said a full autopsy had not yet been completed. Mr. Cornell's representative, Brian Bumberry, said in a statement that the death was sudden and unexpected. Soundgarden played at the Fox Theater in Detroit on Wednesday night and had been scheduled to perform in Columbus, Ohio on Friday at the Rock on the Range Festival. So when I first saw this story, Scribe had linked it on his Twitter. When you hear that a rock star's death was sudden and unexpected, I immediately thought drug overdose. But yeah, went back to his hotel, I guess, and killed himself.
So the people get their money back that he's not going to go perform for? Or,
I would hope
Assuming.
so.
sorry.
It's a legitimate question. I mean, the band could still show up and play, I guess. Somebody said it may have been autoerotic asphyxiation. I mean, it could be, but chances are probably not. That's all I have for news. Do you have anything? Did we have anything in our... Let's check
Not that
MSS.
I know of. I mean, Scribe usually does it. It's
I don't,
not
and if we know he's not
here.
going to be here, if we know he's not going to be here, I usually can at least fake it.
Yeah. Well.
Florida woman finds an iguana in toilet bowl. That's a weird place to find one.
Found an iguana in a toilet bowl?
Yes, this comes from viewer Ralph Scott. Thank you for the story. Miami. What did a South Florida woman do when she lifted the lid on her toilet and found an iguana inside? She closed it and called 911. Lieutenant Scott Mullen of Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Venom 1 unit tells the Miami Herald it's the first time he's found an iguana in a toilet. Yeah, I can't imagine that happens too often.
Do they like water?
Mullen says I'm not a big reptile or whatever the hell they are person. Mullen said when the call came in Tuesday night, he asked the dispatcher to make sure that it was an iguana and not a snake. I don't want to live anywhere it's possible to actually find a toilet snake.
Yeah, no, me either.
I'm not a big fan of a toilet lizard, but I could at least deal with that a little better. I'm not a snake person. Chat tells us, yes, iguanas swim.
Okay.
Mash tells us we have one dislike on our stream. It's either one of my MGTOW fans or Scribe.
I hope Scribe comes back. We're a little lost right now.
I hope he does too. I think we're doing pretty good with no... when we weren't expecting it.
I mean, considering that he's not here, sure.
I think we've recovered well. I think you need to give me a little more credit here. Remember, you're here for validation. We do have one more story from Sarah Bunch, another of our viewers. Thank you so much for sending it in. Social justice math class. Math has been used as a dehumanizing tool.
What? Stop. Just no.
Yeah, this comes from the National Review. Teaching social justice through secondary mathematics was developed by Teach for America.
Why?
A new online course instructs math teachers how to incorporate social justice ideology into their lessons by discussing how mathematics has historically been used to oppress people.
You can take English, you can have sociology and psychology, I don't care, but just don't touch math.
Hashtag leave math alone.
Yeah, leave math alone, damn it.
The class, titled Teaching Social Justice Through Secondary Mathematics, was developed by Teachers for America and is being offered through edX. I wonder if they're related to TEDx.
What does secondary math mean?
I don't know. Quote, do you ask your students to think deeply about global and local social justice issues within your mathematics classroom? The course overview asks.
Why would you do that?
This education and teacher training course will help you blend secondary math instruction with topics such as inequity, poverty, and privilege to transform students into global thinkers and mathematicians.
What?
The idea behind I didn't write this shit. The idea behind the class is that many students are into the whole social justice thing. The whole social justice thing. That's what you wrote. Okay. And that setting the mathematics within a specially developed social justice framework can help students realize the power and meaning of both the data and social justice concerns. What the
Kill
fuck?
me.
According to Campus Reform, the class identifies 5 principles of intersectional mathematics, including mathematical ethics.
What does that even mean?
Well, they have a quote from their thing. Mathematical ethics recognizes that for centuries, mathematics has been used as a dehumanization tool. Does one's Hi guys. Sorry, people just came home.
Did Scribe come back?
No, that's my son coming in. I'm good, thanks. They're offering me dinner.
Hello, Internet.
Did you just mute yourself and leave me alone? Uh-oh.
Are you there? Hello.
I don't know what to do. What just happened?
Okay, audience, if you can hear me, press 1. Which one of you who can you hear?
I don't know. I thought you just got up and walked away.
Can you hear me now?
I couldn't hear anything.
But you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, fuck this stream. Okay, thank you guys. They can hear.
This is
Zenith said, thank you, Zenith. Yeah, that will get women into STEM fields, alienate them outright. Yeah, exactly.
this is going swimmingly.
Yeah, if you guys would like to donate just to make me feel better about the way this shit is gone, there's a dollar sign in the bottom left corner of your chat screen. Holy shit. That pisses me off because this is a great article too. All right, we're going to try this one more time. This is from their curriculum.
I think nobody could hear
Mathematical-
you, and I think people could hear me.
One, if
Oh,
they could hear me,
God.
they lit it up with one, so.
Yeah, I know, but there was
Okay.
like a minute where nobody could hear you.
Okay, could you guys hear me or SDA? I'm really confused
There
here
was like
about
dead air for a minute where I was really confused. I thought you were just like, oh, dinner. All right, bye. And I was like, wait.
Yeah, because I could hear you fine the whole time.
Okay.
Somebody said they can't hear Scribe. Scribe dropped out because he tried like 4 times to talk with us and his internet kept fucking up. So, okay, yeah, they heard both of us. Peter only heard you. A few people only heard you. Okay, wow. Okay.
Okay, yes. There
This
was
is
a
the
minute where
Can You Hear Me Now stream. I'm going to rename it Can You Hear Me Now. Fuck this stream. That's all I want to say. No, I didn't mute anything. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah,
It
no, I
was-
thought you just got up to go get dinner, and I was like, don't leave me by myself.
All right. Fuck that. All right, let's try this one last time, okay?
Okay.
Mathematical ethics, intersectional mathematics. Mathematical ethics recognizes that for centuries, mathematics has been used as a dehumanizing tool. Does one's IQ fall on the lower half of the bell curve? Mathematics tells us that I'm sorry, I can read this. That sentence, this is making me stupid. Mathematics tells us that
Mathematics tells us.
No, this is just pissing me off.
Okay, all right.
Mathematics tells us that individual is intellectually lacking. Stupid shit.
Yeah.
Mathematics formulae also differentiate between the classifications of a war or a genocide and have been used to trick indigenous people out of land and property. You know what?
This is almost as bad as that Root article.
I don't want to play on this planet anymore. Okay, here's the thing about math. Math is pure. The most pure thing we can ever look at. It always is what it is. 1 + 1 is always 2. It doesn't, and it's universal. If there's ever alien species, the easiest way for us to communicate with them is going to be through math.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't help anyone. This makes people stupid.
Yeah, so basically the class is about like, you know what? I know that the math says this, but what do your feelings say?
Yeah.
It's like,
Because, oh no,
it doesn't
half of the
matter.
population isn't as smart as the other half. That's not oppression, you fucking assholes.
That's just sometimes people are dum-dums, like you. Not like you, but the people who wrote the article.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Joys of Sorrow says, except algebra, fuck algebra. I'm with you on that.
No, algebra's fun. Stop it.
No, okay, I want you to listen to me here, because you and I almost had this argument before.
No, I don't want to have. I really don't want to have this argument.
Algebra is just math made hard. There's nothing in algebra you can't do with basic math.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
And I can prove it, because everything you have to do in algebra,
wanna have this
you have to do a basic
conversation.
math. You have to do basic math in order to do it. That's all I'm saying. There is no
Nope,
need
we're
for
moving on.
algebra.
We're moving on. I don't want to do this with you.
Thank you, Terry. Next article, the top 5 black Star Wars. Damn, chat's moving too fast. The top 5 black Star Wars characters making math sexist. Oh, yeah, that goes back to the root article that SDA mentioned a moment ago. Algebra is easy. I have no problem. Psycho. I never know if that's sicko or psycho. I need you to spell it different for me so I know, so I'm not insulting you. But it says algebra is easy. Algebra is easy. I have no problem with it. I just think that it takes simple math and confuses it for people who can barely do simple math.
Can we move on?
You take this very personal, don't you?
No, I'm just like fuming over here. I really don't want to talk about this.
I think people would like us to fight.
I don't want
Let's
to fight. I really don't want to fight.
Okay, we won't fight. What do you want to talk about? How's the puppy doing?
He's good. Oh, today I was playing The Sims and he was just on my bed chewing on like a bone or whatever, and I started humming with the music, and he looked at me like it was the most confusing thing he'd ever seen in his entire life, which it probably is. But so
Yeah,
if you hum, he does like a really extreme, almost all the way to the side puppy head tilt, and it's adorable.
Oh, you got to get that on video and send it.
It's really, well, I'd have to hum to do it on video, so.
Well, send it in private. I won't share it with anybody.
Well, I don't know that.
What am I going to do? Make fun of you?
Yeah.
I do want to address something. One Ton Hammer is in the chat here, and he was a little upset with us because of how blasé we were about the I can never say his name, Erdogan, or the dude from Turkey and his people beating up the protesters. There's some validity to his comment. We were rather blasé about it, and this is Americans getting their asses kicked by foreigners on our land, and that is horrible. However, in my reply to him, one of the things I said is that at this point, I'm so fucking over protesters. I have trouble even getting motivated anymore, especially in a situation like this where they're protesting something that literally is never going to change because of them. This is a foreign leader. He's not going to look at your sign calling him an asshole and go, wow, maybe I'm an asshole. He's going to go, fuck that guy, and forget you forever. It's still your right to protest, but maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, spend your time a little better. And One Ton, it's great to see you back. I'm glad you're recovering enough that you could join us for a stream, and I'm sure Scribe would say the same if his internet wasn't being a dickhead right now.
Here.
What's that?
You were here.
Who is here?
Scribe. He's not here.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's what I said. If he was
yeah, I know. And I'm upset.
Oh. Okay, we have videos to talk about because the news was a bust tonight. That was bad. I'll need to find a backup plan for that just in case that happens again. And One Ton Hammer, I do want to say, watching that video footage is fucking horrible, especially watching those people get kicked in the face. That, if you've ever been kicked in the face, that hurts. There was no need for it. This was the same stuff that if I saw Antifa protesters, I'd be like, fuck that guy. And yeah, I kind of just blew it off. And a lot of it is protest fatigue. Because I don't care. You're protesting a guy who literally faked a coup to give himself more power in his country. You think your little protest is going to do shit? Go home. Do something that's go to a fucking shelter and help the homeless, or go do something productive, you fucking assholes. Anyhow, You had a video out today. What was your video about?
I did a video response to Riley Dennis because he made a video about an executive order that Trump put out, and basically what the order says is in sanctuary cities, we have to publish just a list of crimes committed by illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities. Essentially, the point of it is to basically publicly shame sanctuary cities and say if you would just comply with federal law, then all of these crimes wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the basic point. And he went off about how it was very racist and all that kind of stuff, and typical Riley stuff.
Well, yeah, he mentioned it was racist. Talked to one of my favorite points is he's talking about how horrible it would be if they did that to Americans, and you're like, they do release lists of crimes that people have committed weekly. You can usually find those in your local paper.
It's literally, there's a section in your local newspaper where all the crime is published. Yeah. You can literally go online to like your local county jail or whatever, your local police station, however it's done, wherever you are, and you can see everything that comes through there as long, of course, as it doesn't have anything to do with minors. Any adult, right. They record it and it's published. It's public record.
Well, so Riley's not the brightest.
I mean, yeah, it's silly to say, oh, publishing crime? Like, oh my God, that's awful. It's like, what if we publish the crime of white men? It's like, we do.
Yeah. We do it for everyone. I just don't get the push to.
Sorry, sir.
My other son's saying hi there. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
That's my youngest, who's probably older than half of you.
What? How old is our audience?
I don't know. I just
is
assume
everybody younger than me. I don't think they are.
Audience, if you're
everybody
willing
put
to,
your age in the chat.
If you're willing to.
No, just do it. I don't care if you're willing to. Just do it.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, Riley.
Yeah.
I don't understand the push to make illegals okay. It's a. Yeah, see, there's a lot of young people here.
Okay, everybody's either 17 or 30. Like, there's no in between.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Timothy.
Thank you, Timothy. He's 55. Got a couple of 55s in here. I'm glad there's older people than me. Y'all make me feel younger now.
Okay, so I'm older than a couple of people. I feel a little bit better now.
See, I was right. He's older than at least some of them. The other video we had out today.
Snowstorm. Oh, happy birthday, Snowstorm. Monkey will sing happy birthday to you.
I don't think we're allowed. Oh, yeah, you can't. Did they?
Yeah. It's public domain now.
I'm not singing. I don't sing. You know that. You sing.
No, I don't sing, like, ever. No.
But you don't even sing, like, with your radio?
Oh, no, I sing all the time, but just not like for people.
Publicly?
Yeah. Where's Scribe? If Scribe were here, he'd sing you happy birthday.
Snowstorm, do it.
Yeah, do it, monkey. Don't do it. It's fine. I'm okay.
Pressure.
It's fine. I'm good. You don't have to do it.
Just happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Anyway, yeah, we had another video today. Scribe put one out hour or so before the stream went live. He gave us time to watch it today.
I didn't get to watch it.
Well, I almost didn't because I had looked to make sure he hadn't published one, and he must have published it right after that, and I went off to look at other shit. And I don't necessarily click on my little bell every time it lights up because it lights up for everything. Tailed Feature wants to know where Scribe is. Scribe is having internet trouble.
Yeah.
How
old is Riley? Do we even know?
I'm guessing mid-20s.
You just never know.
I can't tell for sure. Can I plug Scribe's video now?
Yeah,
maybe
it's
not.
24.
Cogum Monkey, sing the guy happy birthday. Thank you, Cogan, for the donation. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Snow. Happy birthday to you. Now leave me alone. I sang on my stream. Seriously though, happy birthday. Scribe didn't feed the midgets.
What?
That was just a random comment there.
I don't think that's.
Didn't
Is
Scribe
that,
say 35? No, Scribe is. I thought Scribe was 37.
he's 37.
I'm pretty sure he's 37. Copyright strike. Oh well.
No, it's public
Let 'em strike.
domain now. We can do it because
That's
that's why
true.
they have like those stupid songs in restaurants that make no sense.
Mm-hmm. I know the Applebee's one by heart.
Yeah, I know the Longhorn one, I think. And
All right.
yeah, they're dumb.
Scribe's video is a woman telling us about racism in Hollywood. Because apparently she went, a Mexican woman who's actually American, went to a casting call and the casting director told her to be more Mexican and she didn't know what that meant. And she goes on to bitch that Latinos are never given positive roles or positions of authority in entertainment, TV, movies, anything. So Scribe went through and gave a few examples. It's a really good video.
How do you not know what that means, though? Like, it means put on a sombrero, bring a donkey, and start speaking Spanish, and bring, like, your 10 kids.
Oh, my God.
What?
Bring your 10 kids.
Mexicans travel in packs.
Oh, my God. Yeah, if the happy birthday didn't get us that well.
Now that I've demonetized the stream, give Monkey money, damn it.
Oh, wow.
What?
This is going to be renamed The Shit Show. I think that'll be might as well go for broke.
Awful.
That's right. I'm still having
And we
fun.
still have almost 200 people watching. I love you guys.
These guys are great. I love them.
I know you are.
So yeah, if anybody wants to throw us questions and stuff, because I didn't do a video today, and I might be debating somebody.
Oh yeah, that's right.
If I do, it'll be Saturday sometime, hopefully in the afternoon. I can't do it tomorrow. He gave me 2 dates, either tomorrow or Saturday. Lady Monkey works from home. I won't be able to do it tomorrow. So Saturday she's off, so I can do it then. And it's all about the Lacey thing, because he wants to take me to task for I don't know what I did.
Stuff. Damn it.
For stuff.
For stuff.
But Mara says, debate me, Monkey. About what? I'll take you on. I don't care. The next Monkey t-shirt, Mexicans traveling packs. Smells like demonetization spirit. Oh my God, you guys are great. Oh. So what questions, comments? What were you going to say?
I don't know. Do you want to just see if Scribe shows up or?
Or what? Just end?
No. I was going to say, like, I don't know. Do we want to add anybody else or?
Hello.
Yay!
Scribbles.
Hi!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We have missed you. We
We
miss you so much.
I have-
awful without you.
I have reset my router and my modem 5 times. The thing could detect the goddamn network, but it sat there saying, can't connect, can't connect, can't connect.
Oh.
Nothing had changed. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah, you do.
Fuck's sake. I called the internet company. They're like, there's no outages reported. I'm like, okay, would you like us to reset your router? Like, yes. Nothing happened. I unplugged the thing. Nothing happened. I came back to my computer. My network is listed on the list of networks. It can detect the network. I can't connect to it. Why? Fuck knows. After the day I've had, fuck.
You know what?
But now,
There's-
somehow, magically, just by the chance of God, I don't know, I unplugged the fucking network router and I let it sit for about 30 seconds. I plug it back in and then it works. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but for fuck's sake, could I have a day where the world is not fucking falling apart around me?
I bet somebody at your ISP is using that new intersectional math we were just reading about. And instead of coding properly, they did it how they feel.
So you've gone on to the MSS News links, I take it.
I did. I was trying anything to keep this going because I had no news stories ready.
I had 12, but I've closed my browser 17 times now, so let me try to recreate what I had open before I restarted my computer 5 times trying to make this thing work again.
Yeah,
So you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, you're coming through great.
Okay. So now that I've lost half an hour in trying to assess this and address this, I'm going to try to recreate what I had done and collect it over the course of the entire day. Okay, not the entire day, but the first 10 minutes before the stream started. So tell me about intersectional math while I try to get some things.
No,
back
we are
going.
not. No, we're not talking about math. Talk about something else. God damn it! I don't
Okay,
wanna
let's talk
math.
about Chris Cornell. Let's talk about something.
Wait,
happy.
this has triggered her almost as much as the Star Wars thing.
I don't want to.
God, I missed it. God damn it.
Yes.
I was going to read that story too. That was on my list of things to do. Okay, well, I can't even. Okay, let's talk about Chris Cornell. If we haven't already talked about Chris Cornell, have we already talked about Chris Cornell?
We did, but I didn't. I'm not a big fan, so I was actually I saved that almost till the very end because I was hoping you'd come back because I know it's something that you.
Okay.
Real quick, thank you, Snowstorm.
Did you talk about the Did you talk about the Times Square crash?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Scribe, I have a suggestion for you. Buy your own equipment. The companies provide you with garbage equipment. That's from Snowstorm.
It is my own equipment. That's the thing. I gave back the modem they gave me because they were going to turn it into their own hotspot or whatever the fuck it was, and I was like, nope, I'm not going to piggyback on anybody else's stuff. I want my own deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go down the list of stories that I had ready to talk about, and you tell me if we've already covered them.
Sure.
So Times Square's been covered.
Yes.
Yes.
Chris Cornell's been covered.
Yes.
Yes.
Roger Ailes.
Yes.
Rap song as thesis statement.
No.
No.
Okay.
What?
Well, let me hold on. Let me find it. Here we go. This would have been a potpourri one, but I'm just gonna freeball it for the hell of it. Okay. Harvard student submits rap album as his senior thesis. While other Harvard University students were writing papers for their senior theses, Obasi Shah was busy rapping his. Shah is the first student in Harvard's history to submit a rap album as a senior thesis in the English department.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck you! Okay. The university said the album called
Jesus.
Liminal Minds has earned the equivalent of an A- grade. Good
Are you
enough.
fucking kidding me?
No, this is what this says.
They didn't immediately go, fuck you, you don't get to graduate.
Well, obviously they don't have the kind of emotional and professional decorum that I possess when I read this story. It earned the equivalent of an A- grade, good enough to guarantee that Shah will graduate with honors next week.
Are you? Oh my.
Count Shah among those most surprised by the success. Quote, I never thought it would be accepted by Harvard, said Shah, a 20-year-old from Stone Mountain, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta. I didn't think they would respect rap as an art form enough for me to do it. You're graduating from Harvard at 20 because of a rap album. Okay, I don't know if you didn't think it would be accepted, maybe you shouldn't have done. Maybe that tells you something. That should tell you something about what Harvard is accepting as quality scholarship now.
I'm curious about the wording of that. The equivalent of an A-.
He has earned the I don't know what that means either. That is an interesting way of putting it. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Shah describes the 10-track album as a dark and moody take on what it means to be black in America.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Why am I not surprised that might have gotten him through, and anybody discarding it might have been accused of being a racist. Each song is told from a different character's perspective, an idea inspired by Geoffrey Chaucer's 14th century classic, The Canterbury Tales. Sure it was. Shaw, who's black, imagine that, also draws on the works of writer James Baldwin while tackling topics ranging from police violence to slavery. Shaw's thesis advisor, Harvard English lecturer Josh Bell, said Shaw is a, quote, serious artist and he's an amazing guy. Harvard is not an art school. Let me just repeat that. Harvard is not an art school. Now it is. Now it is.
You know what I think you should? You're an English major, right?
Something like that, yeah.
You need to do a rap album now.
No. I just can't. I just can't. I can't beatbox to save my life. So hey, maybe it is Harvard level stuff to be able to do that.
Monkey,
Yeah.
can you please put that in the
Yes, I will.
in the trailer?
Okay. Oh well. Here, let's look at the details of his efforts here.
I just before you go,
yeah,
I do
yeah.
wonder, and I don't know if it'll say in the story or not.
Yeah.
Whether this is a proper English rap, like if it was like street rap.
I would love to get my hands on it. Maybe they'll give me a link here somewhere.
Like
Let's see.
I hope he dropped an N-bomb at least once with a hard
I
R.
will. Well, I guess I hope to find this rap album. I would love to know what a Harvard thesis rap album sounds like, since it's the first of its kind.
You know he's going to drop it. That's his demo tape now.
Okay. He was able to turn around an album that people in the English department would like very much, but also that people who like rap music might like, Bell said. Harvard undergraduates aren't obligated to submit senior theses, but most departments require it to graduate with honors. Often it takes the form of a research paper, but students can apply to turn in an artistic work as a creative thesis. Some submit screenplays, novels, or poetry collections. This is an English department. I mean, if you want to say spoken word is poetry, therefore rap is spoken word poetry, that is about as far a stretch as I can imagine you going with this one. But given the fact that it is the first in Harvard's history, something tells me that somebody else might have tried this before and it was rejected.
Thank you, Zenith. Zenith said Shakespeare, Chaucer, House of Pain.
Shaw was at home for winter break in 2015, struggling to find a topic for a written thesis when he told his mother, Michelle Shaw, about the creative thesis option. He had recently started writing his own raps and performing them at open microphone nights on campus. His mother connected the dots and suggested he record an album for his thesis. It took Shaw more than a year to write the songs and record them at a studio on Harvard's campus. His friends supplied many of the beats, while he taught himself how to mix the tracks into a polished product. And that would be great for a music degree. I'm still not satisfied with the quality of the production just yet, but I'm constantly learning and growing, Shaw said. Rap and hip-hop have drawn growing interest from academia in recent years. I'm going to read that sentence one more time. Rap and hip-hop have drawn growing interest from academia in recent years. Harvard established a fellowship for scholars of hip-hop in 2013, and other schools, including the University of Arizona, have started to offer minors in hip-hop studies.
Hip-hop studies?
Clemson University announced in February that a doctoral student, I thought I was mad when my internet wasn't here. Now I feel like I went to college for an absolute nothing. Even if I had and don't get me wrong, English major is one of the most rubber stamp majors you can get. I understand that. It's pretty much just a showing to an employer, potential employer, here, I can set my sights on a goal and achieve it in an academic setting, therefore I'm not a complete slacker. That's pretty much what an English degree tells most people, unless you're going into something very specific like journalism, and even then you have a completely different degree. Or if you're going to try to become a teacher, or if it's a prerequisite for some higher thing. I'm not going to try to dip my degree in gold here. But seriously, this just... Clemson University... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love rap music. I do. I have nothing. listen to some
No, I don't either.
great, and there are some great stories told in there with as with all
Yes.
recording. But this is a fucking English degree.
This is an academic thesis for an English department degree. Okay, doing a rap album, one that even the author of it says is low quality, and he wasn't sure that it would actually be accepted. All right.
So he just kind of threw something at it and was like, I don't know if this is going to work,
Well,
but okay.
It took him a year to make it, I guess.
I hope. I
I
hope
hope.
this comes out because
I want to hear
it.
this. I want to hear the Harvard rap album. Tell me this guy posted it somewhere, because it should be a matter of public record, you would think.
That should be on iTunes. I told you that's his demo, man.
Of course.
I just hope there's not a single G at the end of any sentence that, like. Go ahead.
No, it's.
Did you find it?
No, I will look for it at some other time. I'm no, not right now. I'm just no. I'm just no.
Are you okay?
Look, just to explain a couple things aside from the whole internet thing, without getting into too many details, just as since Friday, I've had to deal with a relatively large, unforced catastrophe at work. No lives were threatened. Nobody was in trouble in that kind of sense or something. It was just a major, major problem that had apparently been going on for a year in the background, and I am the unfortunate recipient of having to deal with a bulk of the fallout. And that was bad enough. I pretty much had an anxiety attack perpetually between Friday afternoon and, Monday. Things were starting to get hashed out today. Some things, there was some good news, and there were some things that were pretty much like taken off my plate, and I was fine with that. Okay, still not a good situation, still a problem, but at least we have a plan. And then and I mean literally 2 minutes before I was going to leave the office today, I get a phone call to let me know that a completely separate, unrelated problem that also had been going on for a year, that also might become a major disaster, just suddenly was discovered. And I had another anxiety attack walking all the way home, thinking about all the contingencies that could mean for me, my job, my company, and so on. And then this happens. My internet goes out in the middle of me trying to sort of, decompress, have some fun, maybe laugh a little. And this just kind of pisses me off. I mean, it's just like, when you're thinking about your place in the world and how things are going in life and everything else, there's a few things you can look at and at least say, well, I accomplished that. That's something that I can hold up and say, this is something that I did. And at least it's not much, but it's mine. And then somebody does a rap album to graduate from Harvard. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to any big school, but I tell you what, I did everything you're supposed to do to earn your college degree. I put my nose to the grindstone, and even if it is an English degree, even if it is not some kind of complex thing, I worked for it, and I went to school, and I didn't stop, and I didn't slack off. And then in a rap album gets somebody a Harvard degree. Oh, and also he's already got with some honors. Offers with honors. He's already got a job offer at Google in Seattle because of this. So with an English degree, mind you. I mean, everybody else in that school that's doing it by the book and how you're supposed to do it to earn an English degree, Google's not going to come after them. No, this is a nice PR stunt. First rap album thesis at Harvard. Can't get much better than that. But, sometimes I just wonder, what the fuck am I doing with my life if this is what gets you ahead in the world?
You know what I was just thinking? I was wondering if maybe one day he'll be on a stream reading a CNN article. He's not fucked up and start rapping about it.
And that's the day I slit my wrist. Because he'll have 235,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah, and he'll be doing the exact same thing I'm doing now.
Oh, man.
Okay. How about...
I know that you've had a rough day. And SDA really hated the math article. But you two being triggered has just made my night. I'm sorry I'm enjoying your pain.
I'm glad you enjoy his suffering.
Monkey is the recipient of sorrows. He is the reaper of all that is miserable. And he laughs as we all cower in our respective fears and maledictions. Monkey thrives above it all.
Hey, Scribe.
I'm happy to know this. That was my
It's
English
Snowstorm.
major at Play, by the way.
It's Snowstorm's birthday. Would you tell Snowstorm happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Mr. Snowstorm.
Singing.
Happy birthday, Mr. Snowstorm. I'm assuming your gender. Happy birthday, Mr. and Mrs. Snowstorm. Happy birthday to you.
Now, see, isn't that much better than the way I sang it?
Yes,
You
it
missed
is.
it, Scribe. I actually sang.
Oh, you sang happy birthday?
Yeah,
I
somebody.
didn't try, but yeah,
You know,
I just sang.
you know, we both owe some company like $5,000 now in copyright.
No,
No,
it's-
no,
it's-
it's public domain
public
now.
domain.
That's what they want you to think.
Keep up with the happy birthday copyright.
How about an uplifting happy story?
Okay.
And by that I don't mean it's a happy story.
Oh.
It's a stupid story. It's another Darwin Award type story, but no, you know what? I take it back. This involves a child and death, and it's not fun. So let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's get that one then.
Yeah, let's not. I take it back. I saw the headline. I thought it was something different, but it involves a child. I didn't know that till I read the first line or two. So I was like, no. Let's see. I had like 20 stories.
Oh, wait,
lined
we
up.
have to. Mr. Bone said Scribe went all Tony Bennett on us. That wasn't Tony. That was Marilyn Monroe.
You thought that was Tony Bennett? Holy cow, man. You need to
Yeah,
get your ears
how
checked.
dare you?
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President. Bitch,
Happy
birthday
to you.
Oh my God. What else do we have?
I'm trying to recreate after the everything fell apart, and every story that I see is sad. It's like a sad story, like something horrible happened to somebody or whatever. And the stories that I had lined up, I can't seem to find anymore. Maybe we should talk about YouTube stuff if we haven't already.
We've talked a little bit about it. I tried to give your video a plug, and that was right after I don't even remember what the hell all happened.
Yeah.
Well, one of your spawn came in and said hi,
yes.
and then you left, and I thought I was alone, and I was freaking out, and then you came back, and you were like, "What happened?" And I was like, "You left me alone," and it's just really scary.
Yeah, apparently my
stressful.
audio cut out for just a little bit. But
Yeah.
Jesus.
why don't you tell us about your video in your words?
Oh, okay. So last couple nights I've been talking about this double feature fusion video that I've got. And I have the audio recorded. I have all the elements ready. The last couple of days have kind of slowed my creative enthusiasm, as you might imagine. So I was planning on trying to work on that today. But then a little bit before the end of work and before the phone call that made my day bad again, I came across another one of the lovely Race in America videos by snarl.com. They put out 2 or 3 of these since the last one I did, but each of those was kind of, not much to comment on. When somebody tells a story of something that happened to them, and there's nothing sort of arguable about their anecdotal thing without any other evidence or anything else. It's kind of like, okay, well, somebody said something nasty to you, or somebody said something that was passingly or interpretively, racist or derogatory. The end kind of thing. There's not much there to talk about. This lady in particular, though, when she started talking about movies and actors and roles and stuff like that, that's when my ears pricked up a little bit, because I've heard these arguments before, and I was interested to hear what she had to say. And so we have how'd she describe herself? A comedian, a actress, I think presenter or something. Anyway, and she talks about how she had an audition for a role in, I presume, a movie or TV show. I don't think she specifies. Wherein after doing her reading the first time through, the casting director asks her to do it again, but more Mexican. And our speaker is of Latino descent, and she is very detailed in that in the course of the video. And this gets her all worked up. Like, what do you mean more Mexican?
Everybody knows what that means. She knows what that fucking means.
Well, that was the thing. She says at some points, like,
Well, I explained what it meant, and everybody
yeah,
like
I was
how
a-
racist I got.
yeah, it's like, okay. First off, she said nothing. She gave no details about the role she was reading for. Like, what was the character? If the character, like I said in the video, if the character is written up as a native of Mexico, and you're being hired, or at least considered for hiring, because you're Latina, then presumably you are an actress and could act that part. But because the guy was asking her to do it more Mexican, she got offended. And if she's to be believed, she then completely told the guy off, like to his face, which I'm like, well, I somehow doubt you got the role. And I have a feeling that you probably wouldn't get a role with that guy or his company ever again. So anyway, she then goes on to talk about how, Latino actors are always cast as the maid or the drug dealer or the incoherent girlfriend kind of thing.
You know,
and she says,
the driver of the taco truck.
Oh shit! I mean, yeah, she didn't even go
Mexican.
Yeah, she didn't even go as stereotypical as you might imagine, like, the guy sitting on the corner with a sombrero sleeping or something.
Yeah.
So she said that, in Mexico, as though I couldn't have imagined this, in Mexico, there are doctors and lawyers and business people, and we never see those stories. And she uses the word never. She used the word never in describing how you never see stories of those kind of characters in those kind of roles, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, whoa. And like you, Monkey, we talked about this before the stream started, before my world fell apart. One of the first things that popped into my mind was L.A. Law, because Jimmy Smits playing Victor Cifuentes. And I was like, I can think of immediately a Latino lawyer character, mind you, from the 80s, for God's sakes. This isn't some like bygone era thing. And then I thought about Law and Order, and I thought about, the example that she uses, I should be fair. The example the video uses of the drug dealer is Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad. I don't know if that was her example or the person who created the video's example, but anyway, I was like, are there any, I don't know, Latino characters in Breaking Bad that aren't drug dealers, that may be in positions of authority and like respect? Oh yeah, what about Gomi? Anybody remember Gomi? The whole DEA agent, partner of Hank. Yeah, and so I just go down a list of actors that have played characters of quote unquote respect over the course of years, and it's just 4 or 5 out of got to be hundreds, in movies and TV and elsewise.
Well, Jimmy Smits, actually, me and you talked about this before. He was also in Dexter, because you used the lady from Dexter who played the lieutenant,
the police captain. Yeah.
Jimmy Smits in season 3 played the mayor.
Yeah.
And yeah, he turned out to be a scumbag who liked to kill people, but he was in a position of authority. And the way he came to be that, I mean, there's a story that goes with it. It's not just, oh, he's Latino, so obviously he's going to kill people. There's also another character in Dexter. What the hell was his name? The big fat guy. Oh, shit. And you said you haven't watched all of Dexter?
I think I've seen an episode.
Oh, I've seen half of an episode.
Well, I see the final season, but damn, that was a good show.
Well, SDA is still working on Iron Fist, and that'll take a while left. She's still got like 4 episodes left, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, so our subject, she just goes on, and then she says something like, she was continuing on from her story, and she says, I'm half Mexican and half white, and I'm like, Mexican isn't a race. I honestly couldn't believe that sentence came out of her mouth. I thought, okay, I didn't think you were that quite in the tank on this whole thing, but you understand that Mexican is not a race. It's a nationality. It is a cultural identity. And when somebody says, do it more Mexican, they're looking for you to express that in such a way that an audience can see that. And by the end of it, I'm kind of like, I wonder why a casting director would be so intent on getting an actress or actor to emphasize the character's cultural origins. And then I just do this montage of all these articles about, oh, Hollywood's so white, and what does it mean when a brown actor plays a white role and all this other stuff. And I was, gosh, you know, everybody's clamoring and everything for diversity and inclusion, and you want that really made clear that everybody is from a different place and a different mindset and everything else. How does that come across on film? That's right, through vocal talent and your mannerisms and how you act in the character. And so if that is going to be the imperative in order to make sure that all the studios aren't being too white and aren't being too racist and aren't being too culturally unaware, then you should expect the studios that are in the business of making money and making people happy so that they will come and watch their shit are going to be very, very, very discriminatory in what they want out of the characters and the actors portraying them. I don't know what to tell you. This is the ultimate conclusion to those kind of complaints. If you're going to vilify industries and people and production companies for not being diverse enough, then they will make it diverse by hook or by crook. And the actors will have to keel to, or they won't be hired. I don't know what you're looking for. It's just, anyway, most of it's in the video.
The Jack Cochran said in chat, I bet the part was for a Mexican and she was doing a Colombian accent. From what she says, and if you watch her, she doesn't have an accent at all.
No.
And she was just talking normal. I mean, I couldn't even place her in the country anywhere. It's not like she has a like Valley accent or, you know, Northwest. She just sounds normal. So she wasn't doing any kind of accent. That's probably what he was asking for. Could you just make it, from the sound of it, a new Mexican into the country, not somebody who's been here a few generations? So there would be a bit of an accent there.
Oh, and she also talked about how if you're a Mexican from San Diego, and I'm like, if you're from San Diego, you're not a Mexican, you're an American. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I understand having a cultural identity and being proud of your heritage and everything else, but let's be specific about what we're talking about here.
Wait. I might have to disagree with you on that because
Really?
I'm from San Diego. Well, hear me out.
Okay.
I'm from San Diego, and if being from San Diego makes you Mexican, then I can add that to my list of things. I'm a Mexican, lesbian.
No. I didn't say that being from San Diego makes you a Mexican. I said if you're a Mexican from San Diego, you're not a Mexican.
She's a Mexican from San Diego, though. So if she's Mexican, I could be Mexican.
Well, that's true. Yes. I mean, I'm
Monkey, are you Mexican?
I am white as the driven snow.
I will clarify, and I didn't say it in the video. I don't know if she is from San Diego, but she was making an example out of a Mexicans from San Diego, and I'm like,
she did give the impression that she was.
The way she was saying it, it did seem to imply that she herself was from California or thereabouts. I don't know, but either way, you can't. It's. I understand. You know, there is a. And I'm not trying to denigrate people who are proud of their heritage. I have a certain affinity for Scottish heritage in a very watered down sense, just because, you know, that's where my family line came from. But I'm an American. I don't identify myself as a Scottish. I mean, Tailed Feature would come and like kick my ass with a bagpipe or something if I said that.
Oh, that was so stereotype. Dude.
I know, God, I'm being racist against the Scots, except that they're white, so I can't be because I'm white. Shit.
If you were English, you could oppress them.
I think you're breaking Scribe, Monkey.
And this is one of the things that frustrates me. It's when you start talking about these things, it sounds like you get. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think I gave a shit about someone's cultural heritage or something. I don't care if it's good for you, if it's important to you, fine. I don't care. But if you're going to start using it as a lance in which to stab other people with your righteousness, I have a problem with that. You know, I mean, whether you're from Mexico or your heritage is Mexican or you're from Scotland or you just like Scottish jewelry, it doesn't bug me. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other, ultimately. The question is, who are you as a person, not what are you as a heritage? But when people start focusing on that over, like in this case, it's like, well, the role is for, apparently, someone who is of Mexican origin. Okay, and so the content of the character, such as it is exactly what the casting director wants. But you want to be offended by that. That's on you. This is the business you're in. You're an actor, supposedly.
This is speculating, of course, but When she saw the casting call for the Mexican character, do you think she went in there with a little chip on her shoulder?
I
Because
wouldn't
you
dare
know-
to think to read minds. I don't know. Maybe.
I would bet she knew what they were asking for and went in there with her little white girl accent and threw a little fit, a hissy fit, because not all Mexicans talk like that. And again, I'm guessing, but fuck her. Wow, a man died at Wrigley Field.
Was he in the stands or was he on the field?
Well, maybe both. A 42-year-old Wheaton, Illinois man died Wednesday after falling over a railing at Wrigley Field following the Chicago Cubs game against Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, that's too bad.
That sucks.
Was he trying to reach for a foul ball or something?
Well, no, this was after the game, so
Oh, Jesus.
and it doesn't say because the picture they show is the if you've ever been to Wrigley Field, outside the one entrance, there's the Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. And they show people standing at the railing up there. I can't imagine too many places in Wrigley Field where you'd fall and die. Wrigley is beautiful. I love that place. I've got to go there. But man, that sucks. Poor guy. Go to see his favorite team after they've won the World Series. And
Yeah.
Oops.
That's why I don't get near railings. SDA speak. She was letting Scribe vent. You leave her alone.
Oh yeah, no, and I vented enough. You guys talk about something. I need to calm down. Jesus.
No, you were great. I've enjoyed this so far. This has been the worst, best stream we've ever done.
This stream is a fucking train wreck.
I am enjoying it.
Let's see.
Oh, Mara just sent us a link. Let's see what this is for.
Telegraph. What do we got? Telling women not to drink during pregnancy is sexist.
Fuck's sake.
Why is it sexist?
Oh. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let me read the story, SDA. By Henry Bodkin on May 18th. Advising women not to drink when pregnant is quote-unquote sexist and causes quote-unquote needless anxiety, senior academics have said.
Not
wait to hear about
doctors,
this.
fucking academics.
Academics.
Fuck you.
Pregnancy charities and researchers have called for a change to the alarmist official government guidelines, which warn expectant mothers to avoid alcohol completely. They say the policy has no bias in evidence and ends up stigmatizing women and excluding them from society.
What?
I didn't know that you needed to drink to be part of society. That's just me talking. Studies have shown that consistent heavy drinking during a pregnancy can result in fetal alcohol syndrome. This is true, which can cause physical development and learning difficulties. This is also true. However, there is not robust evidence that light to moderate drinking, or even one-off episodes of binge drinking, cause any long-term damage. Oh, well, okay.
Well, in
That's-
that case, if you're
yeah.
pregnant, go binge drinking.
Yeah, it's like I'm at my my third trimester. One night of binge drinking isn't going to kill anything. Hand me that bottle,
wait.
Jack.
Binge drinking is not just one night.
Yeah,
What is a one-off episode of binge drinking?
I don't know.
Just for 1 month, you stay drunk the whole month?
Is a one-off episode of binge drinking like being a little pregnant?
Yeah. Well, see, if you're only a little pregnant, you can binge drink.
Why is it sexist to?
Let's see. Experts at the University of Kent and the British Pregnancy Advisory Service, BPAS, are claiming that public policy towards pregnant women has, quote, gone down an overtly precautionary route, and that the government, quote, needs to be honest about evidence. But last night, professional bodies defended the current position. Last year, the chief medical officer, Dame Sally Davies, was accused of scaremongering when she issued updated formal advice on alcohol consumption for all adults, reducing the recommended weekly intake from 21 to 14 units for men and advising pregnant women not to touch alcohol at all. The previous guidelines had expecting women not avoid alcohol, but noted that if they did choose to drink, they could not consume more than 2 units once or twice a week. I'm waiting. Okay, I'm going to search for the word sexist because I don't understand where the sexist thing. Okay, Dr. Ellie Lee. Sorry.
They say the sexist thing is coming because women are being told not to drink.
Yeah,
They're the ones
except
that get pregnant.
they're the ones
Right,
holding
right.
these small, defenseless children in their stomachs and are
Not-
Not their
connected to them.
stomach, Scribe, it's their uterus.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. They're in their tummy. You know,
I wasn't-
the stork comes from.
I wasn't defending it. I was just explaining
I
it.
know. Dr. Ellie Lee, director of the Center of Parenting Culture Studies at the University of Kent, said, quote, exclusion of women from an ordinary activity on the basis of a precaution was sexist. You know
Sure.
what? She's right.
But your
She's
kid-
absolutely right.
Come on,
It is
you're a
sexist because
retard.
females are the ones that bear the children, because only women can do that. She's absolutely right. It's sexist to want to protect a child from being
I don't wanna tell
deforestation.
him.
You're right. It's sexist.
Where was that comment at? You tell him. I don't want to. Scribe, you've broken up.
I obviously said something wrong. Please
No,
again.
Your problem is back with your connection. Belias Fire said, please do drink if you believe this. Oh my God.
Drink until you get alcohol poisoning and die because you're an idiot.
Well, the problem with this,
Shouldn't be near children.
none of this is academics. This is not doctors, for fuck's sake.
Well, and I've seen some people say that it's ableist to not want your kid to be retarded.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't care.
Well, it's like
I
the
think a
people who-
retarded kid sucks for everybody involved.
There's
So-
people who, with deaf kids, don't think they should get the cochlear implants because, you know, it's forcing normality on them. Yeah, it fucking helps to hear, you dumbasses.
Yeah,
Oh, I
hearing
fucking
is a
hate
good
people.
thing.
I fucking hate people.
Hearing is helpful.
Okay, poor Scribbles having a rough night
I
there.
know. I really feel bad. I was like, I'm not telling him. You tell him.
Yeah. But I didn't want him just speaking into the void either, because when he noticed, I think he'd be pissed off at us.
Yeah.
Pour milk on your router. That's not nice.
Be nice to Scribe. He's having a bad day.
There are people who've gone online and asked for help with different electronic things and fallen for some of the most stupid shit, like taking an Xbox and putting it in the bathtub full of water. They don't follow instructions you get online if they sound stupid. Just don't. Guys, we're going to turn it over to you. Question time. I remember somebody had some questions about something we talked about earlier. Turkey stuff. I just don't remember what it was. So if you were one of those people, ask it again so we can answer it.
Hopefully Scribe
Hey,
comes
Scribbles.
back.
Testing,
Scribe?
testing.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't have it in me anymore to be mad. I'm honestly, I'm honestly just so worn out at this point. I'm just drained.
Scribbles is broken.
Anyway.
On the plus side, when you have a day like this, it's usually followed by a great day. Oh, it should be
I
great
hope
for you.
so. I hope so. I know I have some great days coming in the next month or so. I'm going to take a vacation at the end of June. That should be nice.
Sweet. You going anywhere or just hanging out at the house?
I got company visiting from out of town, and I take a vacation like once in a blue moon when it comes to work because of I'm kind of compartmentalized in my job, so I'm kind of like the only one that knows how to do what I do. So if I do take time off, it's usually at the risk of coming back to a whole bunch of problems that I have to solve that will probably sort of veto out the actual relaxation time I took and actually taking a vacation.
Right.
But I've got plenty of lead time this time, and I'm not gonna. I mean, I got my vacation hours. I think I've got like 127 vacation hours right now, just sitting there. I haven't used, so I need to use those.
My best work vacation. I've always had the idea that anybody who works for me should be able to do my job.
Mhm.
And one of my vacations, this girl worked for me. I went away for a week and I came back. And my first day back, I literally had nothing I could do because she had done it all.
Nice.
I was like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to fuck off today.
Yeah, so I'm going to take some time to make sure that my backup is well and truly trained before I take off for like, and most of the vacation days. I mean, I'm doing it over the end of June into July. So like because of the Fourth of July weekend kind of deal, some of those vacation days are like weekends and stuff I wouldn't have anyway. So I'm not actually using that many vacation days, but still, it's a successive number of days in a row I don't have to be at work, which is a rarity for me. So
sweet.
And we'll figure out the whole streaming thing. Then I might have to take a day here and there off from being here, and you have to, if granted we're still doing this in a month, which I assume we will be.
Well, if you two don't stroke out before then, we will be.
Oh goddamn! I tell you what, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So while you were gone, we did open it up for questions.
Okay.
Somebody was we talked about the turkey thing. I explained why I wasn't passionate about it, and when we moved on, suddenly a bunch of questions popped up, and I told people to ask them later.
Right.
The first one says, "Is it okay to say it's diplomatic immunity?" At least with or however you fucking say his name, I don't know, Turkey Boy.
Erdogan.
I'm still saying Turkey Boy. I'm not going to be able to do it. My tongue won't let me.
Can you
do
not
that.
say that? You can do it.
Erdogan.
Erdogan.
There you go.
There you go.
Erdogan.
That's about Erdogan.
Turkey Boy.
No.
Turkey Boy would definitely have diplomatic immunity. As far as I know, most of his entourage should, but it wasn't just them, for the record. There were counter protesters who, from what I can see, look like they're American, but for the actual entourage, I would imagine they have diplomatic immunity. I'm not positive, but I would imagine so. That sucks, but again, the reason that we do that is to protect our people overseas. And as much as I saw on Phil DeFranco's show, he showed that like John McCain was saying we should throw the Turkish ambassador out of the country. Get our people home first, and fine, if you want to piss off Turkey. Turkey is a shit hole right now with Turkey Boy. But they are still a strategic ally in that region, so we have to be very careful what we do there. Somebody asked, any ideas on how Venezuela can recover in a time machine? Otherwise, I mean, they're just in for a whole shitty recovery. If you go back to the 80s and look at Japan when their economy crashed, and they didn't even do the stupid shit Venezuela did, it took them decades to recover. And as shit as Venezuela is right now, it's not going to be easy. Monkey, did you see that image from Anti-Schwager he sent to the band over on Twitter? Yes, that is a fucking awesome picture. And if I could like it, I would.
Yeah, that was amazing. I just saw that a few minutes ago, and that's great. I love that picture.
Yeah, me too. I just can't like it until tomorrow.
I'm probably going to use it as the thumbnail for the streams on my channel from now on.
Oh yeah, cool.
I mean, I've been sort of like cobbling together my own, but hey, that's as much of a logo for the streams as I can think of right now.
Yeah. Ranting Monkey, which do you think is better, calculus or trig? The only math besides basic math that I'm actually a fan of is geometry, because there's a real world application for it. When you start talking about calculus, trig, even algebra, the only real application that they have, and this is going to piss off SDAs if you're going into higher math and science areas, and even then you could still do it all with basic math. I'm not a fan of any of them, but I don't hate them the way I hate algebra. Did you see the stream Politipod did with a bunch of SJWs and antis? I saw it, but I didn't watch it. I saw that it was up. I might watch it if I get bored. SDA, are your eyes hazel? I was noticing how gorgeous your eyes are. Oh, how sweet is that?
Oh, or creepy, depending.
Well, that one's not creepy.
Mm. They're not hazel. They're just really light brown.
Isn't that hazel?
No, hazel
Oh.
has like green in them.
Okay. They're not dark ginger.
No, they've got some yellow in them though.
Yellow eyes. Eee.
It's part of the whole dark ginger.
Let's see. This is for all of you. Have you ever been in a play? If so, what is the weirdest thing you play as? I was in a play in college, very briefly. I was asked to be. It's sort of a one-act play, and oddly enough, it was a play that was sort of like it was essentially one long dream sequence where a woman was remembering a bad event that occurred in her life, and I played the romanticized version in this dream of her rapist.
Nice.
And a hush fell over the crowd. Yeah, that was it. Because it was like someone. If I remember correctly, the person remembering this event was standing off to the side and sort of reciting the events as they occurred. I was playing the sort of man in black, sort of romanticized like some kind of swashbuckling hero in dark clothing. Because she was sort of like putting this romantic spin on a horrible event, and that was the sort of the abstract idea of it. And I had like 3 lines, I think, and it was really awkward and weird, but I did it because I was asked.
I've been in a few plays. I don't want to name them. They were all in high school, and I'm fairly certain you could track me down that way. But I've been both lead.
Scribe
and
played
backup.
plunger number 2. Yeah.
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 Did you enjoy being on stage?
It was, I'd been doing impromptu acting through my LARP group for quite a while to that point, but doing it like on a stage in front of an audience was actually a lot more terrifying, even though, and I was working with a script, whereas with the LARP stuff, you're not working with the script. You have to think on your feet, and you have to do it in real time without any kind of preparation. So it's kind of maybe it's a reversal of how difficult it should be depending on the circumstances.
I really enjoyed it. The first time I went out there, because I was a shy kid, and my whole 14th year changed everything in my life, with mom dying, my brother dying, and my older brother had been into acting and stuff. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take drama class and see what happens. And the first time I stepped up there in front of everybody, I was so nervous until I went to speak my first line.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun.
And then as soon as I said my first line, I was hooked.
Yeah.
SDA, congratulations on 7K. Yes, congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, congratulations on that.
So,
did you? Okay.
I was just gonna say SDA. So you've done stage work?
Oh, like a ton.
A ton?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
It's kind of like what Monkey said. I don't think I could really name stuff.
Okay.
Because my school was pretty big into the whole drama department, and I'm pretty sure if you looked any of it up, you'd be able to figure out where I went to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Side note, did you guys, well, maybe this might be more of a Monkey question. Did you see the teaser for the Dark Crystal Netflix series that's upcoming?
I did. You linked it and I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
That's where I'm at, because I'm kind of like, well, it's obviously physical effects.
Mhm.
I would hope most of them are, given that it's Jim Henson's shop. I haven't watched that movie in so long. I'd have to rewatch it to sort of remind myself of the details of everything before seeing that again, because it's been such a long time. And honestly, movies of that sort of technical caliber, where you've got basically an animated film, but it's animatronically animated film.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Dark Crystal is one of the few that did that, because I don't think there's a real character, as in like a human being, in anywhere in that original movie, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since like it first came out on video.
Yeah.
So, but that one, I have a problem with that trailer though, because it didn't show us anything.
No, it was a teaser. It was a super teaser, and then it just like showed the sort of the history of it a little bit, and then showed switch over to how they're doing it in the modern day. Which, like I say, thankfully they're doing it the old school style, where you're actually building the characters in the Jim Henson shop. They're all puppetry and animatronics and things, and if they're able to maintain that same style without having to delve too far into CGI or other things like that. Just on that basis alone, I'll watch it just because of the amount of technical wizardry and artistic talent that's necessary to do that at all.
Mhm.
I hope it's also good, but seeing a fully practical effect puppetry movie again or TV show would be very interesting.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about these before about teasers versus actual trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the teasers are to build suspense for it and all that, but I just hate them because they don't show you anything.
Well, what's the right balance then? Because you hate trailers that tell you the entire plot. You don't want trailers that don't tell you enough.
You know,
So
I don't even I don't mind one that tells you the entire plot. If you look at the commercials for the original Star Wars, if you go back and watch them,
Mhm.
they basically tell you everything that's going to happen.
Sure.
And now everybody's like, "Oh, don't spoil it for me."
Yeah.
I don't care if something's spoiled. I don't need that major twist ending. I mean, it's great, but I don't need it when I go to a theater or when I watch a movie. I just need a good story.
I think the best trailer I've seen recently, and I've seen some good trailers. I can also name the worst trailer I've ever seen, but I'll get to that in a second. The best trailer I've seen recently was the first full Thor Ragnarok trailer because it was fun, it was interesting, it showed a bunch of stuff, but it didn't really tell you all the details. You could kind of piece out a couple of things. And then, of course, at the end, you know, the Hulk pops up and Thor just goes, yes! And it's just like, it's a happy trailer. The
And you know what?
worst, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it tells you what's happening, but it doesn't tell you. Don't get a sense of the ending.
Right.
So it builds a want to see this movie, both on it being the character, it looking
Yes.
like an interesting story. You're trying to figure. I mean, why the hell is he in an arena against Hulk?
Yeah.
I'm
that is-
excited for that movie.
It was a great trailer. You're absolutely. That was an awesome trailer.
And now the worst trailer, I want to talk very briefly about the worst trailer I've ever seen. And it's the worst trailer because on the one hand, if you watch the trailer, it looks like a fucking cool movie. I mean, the music, everything's set up, the story that they're implying, it looks awesome. The trailer has nothing to do with the movie. And that movie is Dead Man Down. This came out 2013. Colin Farrell's in it. Terrence Howard. God, what was her name? She was in Prometheus. I forget her name right off the top of my head. But anyway, the trailer looks like this is going to be some kind of really cool action noir revenge story. It looks so neat. And then you watch the movie, and it's nothing like that. The trailer is an absolute lie. The trailer's a masterpiece. The movie is an absolute lie. And it's awful. So if you want to see an awesome trailer that looks like a really cool movie, look up Dead Man Down, the official trailer. Don't watch the movie. Do not watch the movie.
Joe Hayden's asking my thoughts on the red pill.
Haven't we talked about this?
Yes, but we can still answer people.
We like talked about that.
So can I help
think
you, Scribe?
I think it's a decent movie for a documentary. I agree with our bud Adendro that it's definitely one-sided. For me, the only really enjoyable parts were the girl's diaries that she does, because you can actually see it on her face, the struggle between being a feminist and what she's hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a great line in there that goes with stuff that SDA has been saying that me and her have argued a little bit about. One of the MRAs is asked, "What do you think of the men's rights movement?" And he says he thinks it's a bad thing. And he goes on to explain that feminism and MRAs is just pitting people against each other. So what's going to end up happening is your best case scenario, things will swing back in favor of men, then they'll swing back in favor of women. He says what we should be doing is just arguing for what's right completely, which was a really cool thing to see him say. But I don't think the people who need to watch this movie are going to see it, and most of the people who are watching it already know most of what they're talking about.
Yeah, preaching to the choir, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. It's still a good movie though, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Hudson Hawk, best movie. I loved Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk's
Michael
great.
Jump says best movie ever. It's not the best movie ever, but it is a great movie. Would you act in movies? Yeah, if they want to pay me to play pretend, sure.
I'd love to do voiceover work somehow. Do voices
People
or have
keep
like a
telling
character on a video game or something.
I would love to do voiceover work. That would be awesome.
You got a voice for voiceover work. You probably have to like sort of vary up your intonations, or if you could make like a voice character kind of thing if you want to do like cartoons or something. But just as like announcer type voice type stuff, you've got a natural good voice for that.
We used to, the last company I worked for is really big on training. So much training. And every time we went to training, we had to do little skits and stuff. And we did it once where we did it as a movie, whatever presentation was, and I did the announcer voice. And so everyone after that, as soon as they announced what we had to do, was like, you have to do another movie one. Since you liked it so much, I guess I will. Hey, Wizard of Cause, now that you're back, I asked you a question when you left, and you didn't tell me you were leaving, bastard. Have you ever been told to be more Mexican in an audition? For those who don't know, he's done some Hollywood work, and he talks about it on his channel, so I'm not like doxing him or anything. Or if I am, he did it first, so. Monkey, can you do Any World? I need something else to go with that.
In a world where rap songs can get you a college degree.
In a world where rap songs can get you a college degree. Scribe's internet goes to shit. Someone's alarm's going off. I don't hear any. Be more Mexican. Fucking running. Did we have more questions? I haven't been paying attention. Sorry, guys.
Let's see.
Chat. She's not talking.
What?
Yeah.
You should be reading chat. You should be keeping up with us.
I am
What are you
reading
doing over there?
chat.
Oh, so if we missed anything?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So are we, SDA, you and I going to do a Iron Fist stream on your channel when you're done with Iron Fist?
Yeah, I'll be done in the next couple of days.
Okay. You just let me know and we can cook that, because I already have my thoughts on it kind of sealed in my brain forever, and I'm pretty sure you and I will align pretty closely on some of these things, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Scribe Light, will you get drunk like Gutenberg? I couldn't get drunk like Gutenberg. I don't have a hollow nose like Gutenberg.
Theus asked, here's my question. Why aren't you paying attention, Monkey? You know, as somebody who's viewed a ton of streams, I've always thought, man, people should interact with their audience more often. But when you're on this side of it and you're talking, it's so easy to miss chat. It really is.
Yeah, it is. Scribe Light, what's your opinion of the Never-Ending Story? That was the most false advertising I've ever heard of a movie title.
Did it end?
Fuck those guys. Yeah, there's an ending. There's credits and everything. Motherfuckers. I went to that movie and I was like, I'm going to be here forever. Nope. No. Never-Ending Story. I mean, it's, if you watch it now, you know, the effects and everything are still relatively, I mean, they're dated. There's no way around it. However, it's such a good fantasy movie for kids. And there's a lot of, and there's, the thing is, it's got darkness in
Scribe.
there. What?
The horse.
Now hold on. This is what I'm saying. It's not. It doesn't sugarcoat the aspects of fantasy that are dark. That was one of the things that I appreciate about fantasy movies for kids from my day, is that they weren't all happy with songs and everybody was cuddly and cute. No, The Nothing and its avatar were fucking scary.
Mm-hmm.
Artax drowning in the Swamp of Sorrows was sad. It was I mean, it was miserable. It was meant to be. That was part of the story. That movie did not shy away from showing darkness and scary things to kids. And then, of course, that underlines the hero overcoming those things. And I could be wrong, but I don't think you really see that these days with kids movies. I think like the first thing that came to mind was like How to Train Your Dragon. And it's a cartoon. You know, there's no danger, there's no sense of like fear or scariness or anything. And even what it is, it's all cartoonish. The wolf, I forget what the character's name was, but the wolf in Neverending Story, holy shit, that was right out of American Werewolf in London. Right, that image would still scare me today. You know, when it's like talking to Atreyu, it's like Atreyu, you know, like, oh God. So yeah, no, the Neverending Story has a lot of things about it that I love. And the Luck Dragon, just how original it was. The way it didn't talk down to kids about danger and adventure and that kind of thing. So it's dated, but I still like it.
Somebody asked me what I think about Colleen Wing, and I don't know what that means.
Colleen Wing is the Asian girlfriend of Iron Fist.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, that runs the dojo, that she's
Yeah,
she's like more of a main character in the show than Iron Fist is. Yeah, anything regarding Iron Fist, trust me, SD and I will go on at length by the time that she's done with that and we stream on her channel. Probably Sunday if she finishes everything up by then.
Yeah.
We had a question. Top 10 worst movie endings. I don't know if I can do a
That
top
is
10.
Like 10?
We can just give some.
You.
We can just give
No,
some.
the top 10 are all the top 10 are all in one movie. Return of the King.
Oh, come on. That was a great movie.
But there's 10 endings. No, I'm kidding. No.
One of the worst endings of any movie, and this is from a movie I absolutely love, is Blazing Saddles. The end of that movie sucks ass. It's Mel Brooks just ran out of shit to do, so he ran him through modern day Hollywood.
The ending to Near Dark. It's a vampire movie, one of my favorite vampire movies of all time. The ending, the resolution is absolute shit. And it's I'm able to overlook it due to the quality of everything else, but there's no denying that its ending and resolution was just bullshit.
Oh, no.
You don't know.
Oh, no.
You don't know.
Ranting Monkey, will you ever change that PFP? What's PFP? What am I missing here?
Whoa!
Holy shit. Thank you, Raziel. Is that how you said it?
Raziel or something. I love these streams. Would y'all be willing to vote on which video I should make next? Oh, A, challenge to prove that the phrase alternative facts can be a valid statement, or B, how to make your date think you can cook.
Ooh.
Now, the answer to B is cook.
I think that's if you can't cook, how can you trick them into thinking you can?
Oh.
DiGiorno.
Well, DiGiorno, or buy the food ahead of time, hide it in the oven, put in the raw food, play act like you're turning on the oven, and then leak the food out that's legit while leaving the uncooked food inside.
Of the two, I think the former one would be more interesting. I think the latter would be funnier.
Yeah, the second one would be funny. The first one, if you had a decent argument, would be interesting to like make that legit, which I'm still not sure I understand what alternative facts and all that stuff are actually supposed to mean, depending on who's saying it and what they're saying it about. But, you know.
So for me, I'm going to vote on A.
Yeah, I'd say A, probably. Keep B as a backup. Or SDA, do you have an opinion?
Why not both?
Okay.
Because for one video, that would be a severe change of topic.
No.
Do a double feature like I'm going to do.
Since Scribe and I had already voted, her vote doesn't matter. Plus, she's a woman, so it doesn't matter anyway.
No, it only matters 77%.
Let's see.
Scribe-Light, have you looked at the book Out of the Dark by David Weber? I have not. That's the short answer.
What? Something Scribe doesn't know?
Yeah, I don't read it. I don't read every book in the library.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure I don't.
I think you might.
I mean, if you ask me about a specific topic, like I don't even know what it would be, but like, have you read this book? Like, well, probably not. I read relatively frequently, but on very specific topics.
Guys, we're at the 10-minute mark. and we've had a night, so we're gonna do last call here. Unknown Acid asks, what do you think about making all these stupid sequels for animated kids movies?
It depends on the franchise.
Yeah, if they can keep it like the The Land Before Time. I don't know if you guys know
Oh,
this.
God.
It has like fucking 20
Fucking
sequels now.
love The Land
Yeah.
Before Time. Sorry.
But yeah, they're still interesting movies and they're fun. If they can keep them interesting, keep them moving along, and it doesn't come off as too much of a hey, we're just cashing in, I have no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like any sequel, really.
Yeah. I think it's easier to get away with it with the kids' cartoons because a lot of those go
Yeah.
straight to video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like they're asking for a theatrical release.
Hell, most of the movies they release these days should have gone straight to video.
True.
Scribe
Jordan
Light.
says the real.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Well, you go first.
Hollydub says, Scribe Light, have you seen the series trailer for Star Trek Discovery? Thoughts? It looks weird. I mean, the trailer for the Orville, that Seth MacFarlane's Star Trek send-up thing came out the other day. And I didn't laugh once at that. But I look at Star Trek Discovery, and I'm like, these could practically be twins of each other. The Klingons look stupid. I don't know. It's a lot of pretty images, but as many stories as I've heard about how insane the behind the scenes is on that show. And I thought Jason Isaacs was supposed to be the captain. I like the main character. They were switching up the perspective on this particular show. The main character of the show is the first officer rather than the captain, essentially. And I thought the captain was supposed to be Jason Isaacs, but it's a woman in this, and I don't know. It just doesn't look like Star Trek. It looks like it wants to take advantage of the aesthetics of Star Trek, but it doesn't seem like it's a Star Trek show. So I don't know. The horror stories behind the scenes are what the real movie should be, because that'd be interesting.
Somebody asked, the real question is, where did all of Hollywood's creativity go? I kind of give Hollywood a little bit of a pass on this. It's hard to come up with truly new ideas, especially ones that will sell. You can make up any stupid shit you want. Doesn't mean people are going to watch it. I do think they've gone way too conservative in what they're willing to fund. And it's been shown over and over again that smaller independent kind of things can bring in big returns, but they are so set on the blockbuster right now that they're not willing to fund much of that unless it's something hyper liberal.
Well, we've
Which is a mistake.
also gotten into like a whole thing of series and sequels and don't want to make it unless you can make 10 others.
Yeah. And I get that, but it's all of the stories have been told. So literally every movie you've ever loved, well, maybe not literally, most every movie you've ever loved probably has been a story that's told before. My problem with them is that they are just funding the big ones and not giving enough money to the littler stories. One of my favorite movies, Revenge of the Nerds, could never be made today, not just because of what was in that movie, date rape. Well, no, that was just outright rape, I guess. By today's standards, yeah. But she liked it, so it's not rape.
Exactly.
But just because of the small
retroactive
budget
consent. Retroactive consent.
Yeah. The only way that movie would be made today is if it was done as some independent thing and it did really well at a movie festival, and then it would get a limited release.
Yeah, I think the only scene you're going to see, I think, for original films or storytelling is probably the independent circuit.
Yeah.
Which is how it kind of should be, I guess. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know if you're going to see like really good Hollywood movies anymore that aren't so playing with kid gloves and having the bumpers on in the bowling alley that it's ever going to take a chance. You know, yeah. I mean, Deadpool took a chance because the studio was kind of like, fuck it, do whatever you're going to do. Here's a couple $1 million, and oh yeah, we're going to cut your budget halfway through. And they made magic because they were just like, we're not going to compromise on the character. We did exactly what we wanted to do, and it made zillions and zillions on top of its production budget.
Mm-hmm.
And Hollywood will learn the exact wrong lesson from that notion. They'll think that, we need to make violent movies. No, you need to give money to people who are passionate about the subject matter. but they won't learn that.
No, because what they'll do is they'll buy some really hot property that could get a lot of people involved, and then hire some director who's never even seen it to make a shit movie.
Exactly.
Did we miss anything else here?
No, I wasn't talking about Russian Deadpool. I was talking about the movie Deadpool.
Oh my god!
But he
Jeez
was
Louise.
violent too.
Yes, he was, and Hollywood will learn the wrong lesson from that too, somehow.
Yes, they will.
Deadpool didn't even get to China. Yeah, but Iron Fist sure did.
For like 5
Which-
seconds. Okay, I'm just gonna be quiet.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Which movie had better transracial theme, Soul Man or White Chicks?
Oh,
seen Either.
I haven't seen either, but I know about both movies.
Oh my god, you've got to watch those.
No, you know what the best one was?
What's that?
Watermelon Man.
I have never seen
Watermelon Man. It was was Peeble? Not Mario Van Peebles, his father. Oh God. So before he did Sweetback's Badass Song, Mario Van Peebles' dad. What was his dad's name? Oh, Melvin Van Peebles. Yeah, Melvin Van Peebles did a movie called Watermelon Man, which is essentially like one day a black man wakes up and he's white. And that was from the way back in the early 70s or something. I don't even know if you can find a copy of it anymore, but that was sort of like, that predated both Soul Man and White Chicks.
Soul Man was definitely a very liberal themed movie.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, it's about a rich kid whose dad cuts him off in order to go to, I believe, Harvard. He fakes being black so he can get a scholarship.
Yeah.
And I have a real problem with that movie because it pushes the narrative of if you tell a racist joke, you are racist.
Yeah.
And that is the birth of social justice, guys. You might not know that, but that is the birth of social justice. Not necessarily that movie, but that thinking. I still like the movie, and the chick, I forget her name. She's fucking hot, so I'll watch anything she's in. White Chicks is actually my favorite of those two movies because White Chicks is just funny as shit. I love the Wayans brothers, and those two acting like white girls was funny as hell.
No, Jack Cochran says Watermelon Man is available for streaming on Amazon. Amazing. And I misremembered. It was about a white man that wakes up black one day. And so what they did was the actor wore whiteface for the first part of the movie, and then he becomes black, quote unquote, for the bulk of it.
First Cynic said there was also the jerk. I was born a poor black child.
Oh yeah.
But he wasn't
Jerk.
actually a different color. He just was raised by black people, so he thought he couldn't get the rhythm. And then one day he gets the rhythm.
That's a great
I
movie,
love
though.
that movie.
That movie's awesome. Yeah.
All I need is my lamp.
I love
Peter
Lamp.
wants to know how we feel about this Family Guy Star Wars spoof.
Oh, the Star Trek Family Guy thing.
No,
I
the
watched-
Star Wars Family Guy thing.
There is no Star Wars Family. Oh wait, are we talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
Star?
There is?
What's? Okay, because I was talking about the Seth MacFarlane Star Trek spoof. The Star Wars.
No. We're talking about the Family
Oh,
Guy Star
God,
Wars.
I haven't seen it in years. I couldn't
Okay.
tell you.
I think
haven't
it's
seen
funny.
It's probably okay.
It's funny.
Have not seen it. Oh yeah, Tropic Thunder. Iron
Yeah.
Man is a black guy.
Yeah,
So see, we've had a black Iron Man. People need to calm down.
and they got away with blackface in a Hollywood movie. Oh my
They
God.
did. You know, I give them props for that because that's hard to pull off. They did
That
not
was-
get much flack for that. Not as much as I
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah, that was, and you don't hear about it anymore. Like, oh, that's a horrible thing they did. Nah, they somehow you did that with quality.
Well, see, that's part of one of the getting back to Russian Deadpool. I hate to do that.
Yeah.
There's so many people pissed off about people making jokes.
Yes.
Comedy is where you go for the stuff you don't normally talk about, the taboo. That's where you make your fucking jokes.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that movie worked, and I don't necessarily think Tropic Thunder was that great of a movie,
Right.
but the reason that it worked is because they committed to the comedy in it. And as you're watching it, you forget this is a white guy in blackface.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the damn story. So
Sorry.
that's why I hate any kind of talk of censorship of comedy. Just let comedy alone.
Mm-hmm.
it'll let it rise and fall on its merit. Shut the fuck up about if it's offensive. What do you mean, you people? You know what I mean, you fucking people. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. It's almost 11, so I apologize for all the technical difficulties tonight.
I wish I had some control over it. Holy cow.
Well, yeah, like I said, it wasn't just you. I cut out for a while too, and poor SDAs alone begging in the stream. Scribe, you at least got to go watch that part later.
Yeah.
I will never do a Kurt Cobain title again because I've learned my lesson. Chat, thank you guys for sticking with us through this. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Scribe, SDA, thank you so much for joining me as always. Guys, your life makes me sad. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.